Yeah, today is the 20th anniversary of the first episode of Grey's Anatomy, which a lot of people have a lot of things to say about. Does it really matter in the
Wow.
long game? No, but that's wild that it's 20 years.
20 years. That would have been 2005.
March 27th.
I was still married at that time.
Dude, so
Mm.
is Derek.
Is that a character on Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah, he decides to get in a relationship with the main character, and then the end of the first season is his wife showing up and being like, "Hey, babe," and he's like, "I can explain," and it's like, it's a little late for that.
Oops.
That's not great. So that was actually a very funny joke I just made, actually.
I love it. All our Grey's heads will enjoy that one.
Oh, it's life and death, and everyone's fucking in closets. It's a mess.
Five, four, three, two, one. Taking off, shield your eye. Taking off, shield your eye. Taking off, shield your eye. Let's shine goodbye. Drifting to space. Our life is cold. All I want is the power of the night.
Welcome back to Shattered Worlds RPG. I'm your Loremaster, Jeff, and with me today is a very special guest, one of my favorite people. It's Tess.
Heyo.
Welcome for the first time to this show. Tess comes from my Tuesday D&D group as well as Omniversal Escapades, where she plays Ven Fulcor. Are you a gnome paladin?
Yep. Rock Gnome Paladin.
Yeah, very cool guy.
I like to think he's a cool guy too. I think he probably isn't realistically, but I like to think he is.
Yeah, it's sort of a Western post-apocalyptic thing. We just got to a town that's like covered with this weird golden dome. And we don't know how long it's been cut off from the rest of the world. I
Oh,
feel
I'm
like we
very
should have asked the
excited.
guy outside it how long
Yeah.
it's been quiet. Oh well,
There's a
next
lot of
time.
things we should have done before one of us just stuck our head into into a force field. So that's, you know,
I mean, role playing, it's always like a push pull between how much should we plan and how much should we just run in Leroy Jenkins style.
I always worry about over planning. So when in doubt and given the option, I'm like, what if we just didn't actually? Which is not a good plan, but it's pretty fun.
All right, so Tess has graciously offered, or I guess accepted the challenge of playing Pamlin Herduri, aka Violent Pam, a legendary figure, always in the shadows. I don't know if any of our listeners expected her to ever show up, but here she is. So the camera comes down from above the planet of Baradonia 3 through the atmosphere, down past some military drones, and then over this abandoned prison complex to this silo next to it, maybe 100 yards away. The silo hatch opens as like a worker comes out, and the camera goes through, and you see this spaceship docked under this giant hatch. It is like brick red. It's got a four-sided pyramid up to like a little cupola, and all its weapons ports and everything are like submerged or whatever. So you just see a few hatches or whatever. It's not a red dwarf type ship. And inside there, it's pretty dark. There's like red lights and a few consoles tapping away on catwalks around it. And then we come down, and through the windows of the cockpit. So the room is gray and mostly with red trim. And the room is sort of multi-sided, maybe like octagonal. And the windows, instead of being just your ordinary Star Trek view screen, they're kind of like flower petals. that swirl up and around each other and meet at the like apex, and the lights are provided by sort of drones that look kind of like butterflies that are just sort of slowly wobbling. And there's people around the perimeter in sort of alcoves down below the windows, and they're tapping away on their screens. And there's a captain's chair that's all like a big black throne with red cushions. And then we zoom past all that into the captain's ready room. Pam, you're in your ready room and you're doing research on your current targets, who are the four heroes, I guess, for want of a better term. Agents, I guess they're agents.
Comparatively.
That are currently working their way into your pitcher plant trap. And so you're doing a little last minute research on them. There's 4 dossiers floating in the air in front of you. It's holographic projections, and they're slowly turning around this central axis. And your AI awaits your requests. So your AI, do you name your AI? Do you just call it computer?
I think Pam calls it computer. I want to be a little bit, you know, not too familiar.
Cool. So yeah, you've got these 4 dossiers. They're like folders, and there's like a picture of a face for each one.
All right. I'll start at the left. Yeah, I'll take the one closest to my non-dominant hand. I mean, I know it's AI. I'm not grabbing it, but just the same way you read.
Yeah. So this is Gail Zauber. Her face zooms in, and she's Zentrite, so she's got like the elongated head and I don't know, cable-like hair and longer fingers, but still human. And she's an enchanter, and she has like a mod so her skin appears green. You don't know if it's cybernetic, magical, or tattoos. There's lots of different ways to do that. But yeah, she's from Veritas, Sunrise City, which is one of the larger sky cities. And she is wanted for questioning in a wrongful death case on Veritas. The bounty is currently 5 million connels. The interested party is the Delacour family of Sunrise City, Veritas. She's a researcher into the union of magic and science, and she has operated at least one null gate. And at any time, if you need lore questions answered, just ask.
I'm interested in the Union of Magic and Science, but it is good to know that there's a bounty on her head. That's useful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, you're a listener, so you know what a null gate is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For any newbies that came to see Tess, see you, whatever. Hear you.
My little fence, yeah.
A null gate is like a kind of a stargate. They're usually underground. They sort of anchor the interdimensional travel on a planet or asteroid, and starships navigate kind of by imagine a string that comes out of the planet and then goes off and connects to other null gates. So starships they mostly follow those channels. But if you walk into one, it's like going into this other dimension, this strange magical dimension. And almost nobody at this point in history goes in there. They've been closed for like 400 odd years. So yeah, once you found out that these people have been through a null gate, it's like you were like, I got to get my hands on these people, because that's where it's believed that's where the power is going to be now that they've reopened, is being able to hold one or more of them.
Excellent. All right.
Any other questions on Gale?
Let's see. The Delacours. More information about. Do I know anything specific about them?
They're a old money family. They have multiple business interests. Several of their family members have high positions in Veritas Inc., which is essentially like the corporate autocracy that manages most business and wealth in the Zentrite sphere of influence.
Okay.
It's a conglomerate, so I guess the thing they're most known for is informatics systems and all that entails. Sort of like Microsoft or
Absolutely.
IBM.
Hmm.
All right, on to the next. Ebenezer Crunch, former Lunari diplomat. This is the guy that was trapped on Devarikar for almost 29 years and was recently rescued by our quote-unquote heroes. He's wanted for questioning regarding possible charges of corruption. He's a recognized citizen of Devarikar, site of an operational nullgate, believed to have been a Logosphere Intelligence Service asset before the war, and he has also passed through a nullgate.
Mhm.
Those charges of corruption include the guy who has been a corrupt asset pretty much throughout the war and aftermath, who was just exposed for all sorts of dirty dealings. You managed to get a hold of him, and he's like your bait to get these
Oh,
folks.
perfect. Absolutely. Okay, so he's the newest arrival in this gang?
He and Keziah joined around about the same time, down on Devarikar.
Okay.
Speaking of Keziah, we can move on to her, unless you have any more questions.
You said he was a former diplomat from.
The Lunari Logosphere.
Okay.
So that's like the largest Lunari polity. There's like 13 worlds that all owe fealty to the king and queen, and that whole what do you call it? Architecture, infrastructure.
Yeah. Okay.
There are a few Lunari worlds that don't belong to it, like Thermopylae, which is sort of a border station between the Euphrates Empire and the Logosphere.
Mm.
And the great houses of the Lunari have most of the influence in the Logosphere, and have operations on multiple planets.
Right. All right.
Ebenezer's pretty old. I don't think we've determined how old he is. I'm thinking late 60s, early 70s. So he could get back into the diplomacy game, but he hasn't officially done so yet.
Yeah, lady never tells her age.
Moving on to Keziah. She only has the one name. She's pretty new to the game. She's known to be a medical doctor and bioenergetics researcher. She's believed to be a spy for Veritas Inc. That's the big planet corporation. And she was recently questioned by security on Snowball 6 before some kind of comms crisis and everything, in which she and Gale and the others seemed to disappear from the record before entering your trap. And she, too, has passed through a null gate.
All right.
And the last of the four is Electo Ashrender. Oh, Keziah's Zentrite, by the way. Electo is Yefreet, like yourself. She's a lapsed nun. She was raised in this Lunari monastery on an unaffiliated world, which I don't know if we've ever named. Her history is pretty spotty in the record. But for some reason, there's a bounty of 7 million Connells for her live transfer. Reason unknown, interested party unknown. And she has also passed through a null gate.
All right. Yeah, so looks like they're survivors. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they are.
So from here, you can go pretty much anywhere. You could like there's a bunch of listings, right? Their primary contacts, their various things they might have done that entered the record, or you could move on to make some calls, go to the galley, get something to eat. It's up to you.
Fair. Contacts are good, but I don't feel like doing any references quite yet. We'll check those later. Um, but yeah, I want to see if there's any up-to-date information on what's happening in there or anything that's come out regarding anything for me or Gilliam in the last, little while. I want to make sure I have newest news.
You want info related to the red circle?
Yeah, just yep, a little bit.
Okay. So the Red Circle has agents on Stoneflower Island, which is where the Remembrance Day festival is taking place. It's like an asteroid that's been developed into a sort of resort. They were also spotted on Snowball 6, which is the colloquial name for another asteroid station
Hmm.
run by Veritas. That's where the heroes were most recently.
Yep.
Gale was in jail briefly, as was Keziah. And Keziah was released without charges, and Gale escaped custody. And that's when Crunch was accused of colluding with Peter Hemdor, your captive. And some of your agents attempted to kidnap him because he's got a lot of interested parties want to get their hands on him for various reasons. But you were unable to grab him, and you think some Red Circle people helped him and the others escape that station. What other news? Devaracar, the colony there, is setting up some kind of symposium with representatives of the other breakaway colonies on that planet. Your agent on that planet is Dr. Steven Santinelli. He's a archaeologist, and he was one of the first people to secure the Null Gate on Devaracar, which is the one that these heroes came out of. Basically, they've been on the fringes of every big news story in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's that's what I figured. All right. So that sounds good.
Oh, I forgot to mention that your scientists are the ones who developed the mind control devices that you've put in most of your crew and various what do you call them, intelligence assets in the field, and you stole this tech from the Red Circle. You don't know what they're using it for, but your people have come across agents that seem to be working unconsciously, and so you assume that the Red Circle's been implanting them in some of their people as well.
Is that a one way or a two way?
What do you mean,
Just
one way or
control,
two
or
way?
can I pick up anything from their senses?
Oh, can you see through their eyes?
Or here.
Only if they have cyber tech, and then you
Okay,
can
that makes
piggyback a
sense.
signal. Yeah. Or if they're hooked up to a rig of some kind, you might be able to do that.
Okay. Okay, so it's an outgoing signal. Sounds good. Let's see.
It's believed that Gilliam created it so that he could further his policy of, or his philosophy of of transcendence and bringing all the people of the circle into one union.
Hmm.
But to you, that just seems like some phony baloney shit he came up with to trick his people into being his thralls.
Yeah, forced freedom and ascendance. That sounds about right. Not to me, but
Yeah.
it makes sense for what he's selling. Yeah.
And it took a little trial and error. So that's why you bought a prison and experimented on the inmates until most of them died.
Well, look, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Indeed.
It served a purpose. I mean, they don't like to hear that. They wouldn't like that, but it did serve a purpose, kind of.
Any other research you want to do?
I think for right now, I'm good on research. I have enough on them that I can work from there. I'm up to date on anything happening. So I think that's it for me right now for research. Plus, computer's always around if I think of something later.
Indeed. I mean, you could do some R&R. There's like hollow suites and the gym, and you like to sing. You've been picking up painting as a hobby. Otherwise, I'll move on to the calls.
Yeah, the calls sound good. I think I worked out a little bit earlier in the day, so I'll go back later, but right now is not the time. I got a lot of thinking to do.
Nice. Oh, we never described Pam. She has like a lot of black hair with like some white streaks. She's very strong. She has a cyber arm and a cyber eye. Your normal eye color is kind of a reddish brown. Do you have a natural looking cyber eye, or do you like do different color?
I think I took the brown and made it just a little bit more fiery and a little bit more orange, so it's like not quite uncanny valley. It's definitely not real, but it's like you can see where it came from. You could see the you could see the thought there.
Nice. Good deal. You usually have at least one blade on your person at all times, but if you're working, you usually have your whole setup, like 6 throwing knives, a vibro blade, a kukri, personal force field, sidearm, submachine gun.
Gotta have the submachine gun, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little beep beep beep, and you see the icon for your first officer, Marvella Neiman, floats up above your console.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk to Marvella.
Captain, you have a call.
All right.
You see a little holographic set of words comes up, and it tells you it's your mole in the enemy operation. One Bajara Calm. She's a Mistral dreamer. So dreamers are like Mistral that focus heavily on their psychic and astral powers. They specialize in that.
Absolutely.
They're really good for collecting intelligence, suppressing information, converting assets, with mind control, that kind of stuff.
Was I expecting a call from her?
She's new to the operation. She's on loan from someone codenamed the Golden General, who has been trying to work a alliance with you. She's also against the Emperor and Gilliam. So it's like enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Absolutely. I'll pick up. I'll make sure the door's closed or whatever and pick up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anytime your computer's on, it's like double locked. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also, if you want, set it to secure operations. And then that's where your computer will like try to decrypt what the person really looks like and sounds like. And of course, if they're worth their salt, they'll be trying to mask all that.
Yeah.
But usually everything's locked down in case somebody walks in or has like, a camera secreted in your office or whatever.
Well, let's see if we can ferret out what's happening there. If I can, that's a red flag to start with, but also good intel.
Okay, before you answer, a Mistral of her ability can use her powers on you if there's a visual link. So if you turn on video, there's a chance she could mess with you. You're pretty strong against that stuff because of an
Yeah,
item you
yeah.
have, but keep that in mind.
I'll keep video. This is my first call with her.
Uh-huh.
Do you have video off?
Oh, no, this is like your third call
Second or
with her.
third? Yeah. I think I'd be video off for a while until I kind of know that we're on the same side, especially if she can. I mean, she probably wouldn't be able to, but even if she could, don't want her messing with me. So, yeah, no video, just audio.
So you just, her last known picture pops up. She's like kind of small, large, round head and face, and short, kind of pixie cut pink hair, rosebud lips, lime green eyes. She says, "Captain, I am at your service." She tells you, we're just preparing our insertion into the Caratus Mountain facility. It's suspected that they're training agents there to be a part of a unification experiment, which is highly illegal. Conclave, one of the tenets of the Galactic Conclave is that you won't try these types of experiments. It's believed that Gilliam and the Emperor are planning one, and this might be connected. Let's see. It's a Conclave Central Science Service facility, which is sort of like think NIH meets the FBI meets the CIA. Like, it's this huge operation to try to like keep people from doing illegal experimentation. And so the fact that they might be doing it themselves is pretty interesting. It's
Absolutely.
called the High Altitude Weather Center, or HAWK, and the people there call it the Bridge. She says, "The General wishes you to know that her agents have arrived on Baradonia 3 and are en route to the prison."
How many people do we expect they have in the mountains?
Are you asking me or her?
Either. If I would know, then I'm asking you, and if I wouldn't know, I'm asking her.
The footprint of the facility, it could probably accommodate up to 50 people, 50 employees. But it could be 3. There's no way to know, really.
Okay, so it's not a huge thing yeah, it's not a huge thing going on in the facility. Um, all right, what do we know before you touch down?
We know that there are prisoners from multiple expressions already there. We don't know how far along their training is, but we are pretty certain that it is significantly strenuous training, and not all of the agents there are volunteers.
And right now you're going in just for intel?
Uh, well, there's a chance that I could be selected to take part in the ultimate operation,
Okay.
which you guys never say it out loud, but it's the Infinity Ring project that Gilliam and the
Mhm.
Emperor and other conspirators that you haven't named yet are taking part in. But they must have somebody in the Conclave Central Science Service, or else they
Mhm.
wouldn't have access to this facility.
Okay. And then is part of this training, or at what point in this training are they getting, chipped for mind control, or is that a separate worry?
You don't know if this agent would know about the mind control devices?
Fair.
That's probably the biggest secret you have. Like, you
Absolutely fair.
only just cracked the code on
Mm-hmm.
them, and the red
Okay.
circle has kept that real tight.
Yeah, because if she can go in for intel, that's great. But if she goes in and gets friggin' switch, that's less helpful.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to tell the Golden General about
No,
the mind control
no,
devices
absolutely. Nope.
unless she was going to give you something in return.
No, knowledge is power. I'm not spreading that.
The general wants to know if you have any questions about the agents headed your direction.
Absolutely. Yeah. How many people are headed my way? And then what do we know about them?
She basically tells you all the stuff you already
Yeah.
know from your
Okay.
crew, that there's 4 of them and they have a 5th in a vehicle at a, what do you call it? Like a maintenance shaft outside the prison complex as a sort of getaway driver.
Mm.
Her name is Raya something or other. I didn't give her a last name. And she's a suspected covert agent with the Yafridi Diplomatic Corps. The Ascendancy Diplomatic Corps. And the 4 obviously are Gale. And so
Yeah.
she basically confirms your intel.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure I had all angles of it. And we've ensured that they have to make it through me before they get to their vehicle.
That's if they retreated upwards. But Jara
Yeah.
here doesn't know your plan. That she doesn't know that you're wanting to test them. All they know is
Yeah.
you've put Hemdor in there as bait,
Hmm.
and the general essentially is giving them to you,
All right. Fantastic.
and they haven't been told that.
Nope. No, nobody needs to know more than they need to know. Except for me. I'd like to know everything, but that's all right. So we have the 5 of them headed my way. Yeah, that should happen shortly. It looks like, well, debate worked to a certain extent. All right.
Do you have any other need of me?
Well, not at this moment, but I may have something for you along the way, especially after I meet up with the agents. But this has been helpful. Thank you.
She says, I will be out of communication in 3 days.
Okay.
Or actually, no, let's say 24 hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to roll a resist domination check. This is
Fair.
a shadow check. Or no, it's a water check. And you have resist domination at 2 ranks, so you get your water +4.
Okay.
And then you also have a magical item called the Diadem of Dominant Mind,
Yeah.
which makes you immune to basic telepathic scans and +6 to intrusive scans and domination.
Okay, perfect. You said +6 for because of the diadem?
+6. So all those together would be
Or it'd be
+10,
it'd be
18 to your
Yeah.
roll.
Okay, that's that's a 27.
Nice. Ooh. What happens on a tie? Oh, I guess tie goes to defender. You detect a little jiggery pokery going on in your brain.
Oh, I don't love that. Um, let's see. Is there anything I could do to, yeah, there's not much I can do on my end other than just not. Sorry, you were saying?
Oh, your intellectual training, you're like thinking of, I don't know, songs and random junk to obscure your mind. But yeah, do you want to confront her or just let it go?
I think instead of confronting, I'll probably just end the call like immediately and be like, that's so rude. Even though
Nice.
if I could, I would have done the same thing. But I didn't, and she did, so
Click.
boop.
She goes away. Uh, your XO checks in again. You have another call, Captain.
Who's this one?
This is Lady Ashai. I have a last name for Lady Ashai, but it's probably buried in these notes.
I'll remember it later.
Yeah, it's not important. Lady Ashai. She is a high level employee with the Omond Foundation, which is a philanthropic organization. And she's all mixed up with these people. Like, she landed at the Nullgate site when your people were there. She's been spotted on the station talking to these folks. It's unknown what her deal is. She's the one that tipped you off to these folks and that you could get them to come get Hemdor.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take the call.
She basically sold Crunch to you.
All right, yeah, I'll take the call.
Okay, do you want to go video or audio?
Um, I I would be normally be feeling magnanimous because she provided me with crunch, but after the end of my last call, I don't feel that excited about going video.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily in defense mode, but kind of in defense mode where I'm like, all right.
It's like Zoom where you could see her video if she has it on.
Yeah. If she has her video on, I'll turn my video on, but I'm not doing it first.
She's super hot, so at least you'll have something to look at.
Yeah, right. It's kind of a win-win there.
So she is this flamboyant, gorgeous sex pot. She seems to be standing in an old growth forest with sunlight like flickering down through her
Yeah.
gorgeous black hair. She's known to be pretty old, so the fact that she looks like flawless skin and perfect
Keeping
hair
it tight.
is suspicious. She's
Yeah.
in a green sequined dress and a push-up bra.
Gotta.
And her general look is sort of like a classier, slightly past her prime version of you, but friendlier.
Yeah.
She says, Pamlin, wonderful to see you again. You're looking as healthy as ever.
Oh, you as well, Lydia Shay.
Oh, that's sweet of you. I trust our mutual friend is being well taken care of.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm known to be quite the hostess.
Ah, good. He's gotten himself into quite hot water, wouldn't you say?
I would say, but we'll see where he goes from there.
Have you heard about the arrival of our mutual friends?
I am keeping an eye on that as we speak.
Ah, good. I had hoped to suborn Crunch myself, but he remained quite elusive. I think he's afraid of me. And she smiles all wickedly.
Now, why would that be?
I couldn't possibly know.
But I am taking good care to find our friend and meet with him, so.
Have you gotten him to spill any of his secrets?
As of this moment, no, I'm patiently waiting their arrival. But,
Ah, you don't want to damage the merchandise before they get there.
oh, absolutely not. What good would that be?
He's a charming gentleman, a bit past his prime. A decent dancer.
A decent dancer.
We've met at a few functions.
All right.
Well, I'm glad everything's going well. Do you have any questions for me? Anything you need me to do?
What was her reasoning for giving Crunch over? I mean, I'm sure there's a few, but was there a specific inciting incident?
Let's see. You met at a party. It was sort of a hive of scum and villainy party.
Mm-hmm.
You were incognito, and she sussed you out immediately. She just walked straight to your booth and whispered, Pamlin Haduri, and won you over. She's very charming and very connected. and she seems to want to get in on this Infinity Ring project just as much as you do. So you're sort of uneasy allies.
Yeah. Real recognizes real.
Yeah, you're not giving her anything specific for giving
Nope.
these people up.
Nope.
So it's more like she's earning a favor.
Absolutely fair. Yeah, so I'm not providing much. I mean, she's not providing much either because she's already given me more than she needs to in anticipation of something in the future. So, I think I'm just, uh, yeah, I'm basically just confirming with her that, like, I understand what you've given me and I appreciate it.
She says, "We haven't had a chance yet to discuss our mutual friends yet. I'd be happy to illuminate you. I've spent some quality time with all four of them."
Well, I'd be happy to hear anything you have to say about them.
"Ask away, my dear."
Let's see. She knows, I'm anticipating she knows the most about Crunch, unless it's just a personal thing, but has a good amount on all of them. Crunch and Kazai were both picked up on the same planet. Um,
Keziah was seen on Stoneflower Island before that, so
mhm,
she's not a colonist. She was probably on the same space train that the
mhm.
others crashed on the planet on.
Okay. Let's see if she knows anything about his escape.
His escape from Devarikar.
Yeah.
She says, not much. Lagos the Enchanter and Taco the Tasty. She's just apparently has beef with Taco. He's this legendary ADC captain. He mostly schleps VIPs around the galaxy.
Beef with taco is so good. Please continue.
So Lagos has a new ship called the Comet Seeker, and they landed on Devarikar and picked up these four, as
Okay.
well as someone named Tiny Tina, who's a survivor of Devarikar colony. She's a big Vorok, pretty dumb, not much to recommend her, but a bit of a bruiser. I managed to separate her from them through back channels.
All right.
They were in some kind of firefight with the locals when they were rescued, too. You heard that.
Okay.
Or, I mean, she heard that.
Yeah. Let's see, but there was nothing particular happening there that would illuminate exactly what that firefight would be regarding. There's nothing worse than when you know you have questions, but you can't think of them. Um, all right. I think from there, yeah, I'll probably ask a little bit about more about his dancing, but that's just kind of small talking because I'm like, we're having a nice time.
Ah, nice. Okay. And she says, I'd love to get together and have a drink sometime. When will you next be on a station or a planet?
Well, I've got this to deal with at this moment, but I can get in touch.
Wonderful. You know how to reach me.
Absolutely.
She sort of slinks
Hmm.
and reaches for a glass of champagne off camera and then takes a sip.
The best. Absolutely. I'm just imagining Elvira, but in a green dress. Yeah. Um,
And I'm going to roll. She is trying to worm
trying to
her
mess
way
with me
into your
today.
psyche. So I'm going to need another resist domination roll.
Everyone is just trying my patience today. All I'm trying to do is wait for my people, and alas, everyone's here trying to break into my frickin' brain. Unkind. It's rude. That's a 23.
Okay. You have no idea what she's doing, but by the end of the call, you feel a deep need to like meet up with her and spend some quality time with her. She must have so many secrets that you want to get your hands on. And yeah, you think she'd be a good member of your organization if you could get her.
Yeah. Honestly, I was into her vibe before she wormed her way in there, so that makes sense. I'll make a note to. Hmm?
Cool. And canonically, we don't know Pam's sexuality. So if you want,
Nope.
you can like canonize that now. Because if you're into
Pam doesn't worry
ladies,
about
like,
much, you know.
okay. All right. She just waits for you to hang up on her.
Yep. I yeah, I'll basically reassert that, we'll figure out a time. And then I will hang up on her.
All right. Ta ta. Yeah. As soon as the call ends, you feel kind of like a little bit woozy and like something's missing, like you're really thirsty or something.
Would that be familiar to me at this point, or is it a little bit different when everybody attempts this?
No, you don't have any.
Frame of reference for it. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have any direct encounters with powerful necrotic beings or entropic, I guess I call them.
Not
Basically,
yet.
supernatural evil.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I'll take a walk, mull everything over, get something to drink to deal with that. The wooziness probably won't go away that quickly, but you gotta do what you can.
Okay, you step onto the bridge, and your first mate stands up, puts her hands clasped behind her back, and just looks all tip top shape. Does your crew wear uniforms?
Yes.
Okay, what's this uniform look like?
See, that's an excellent question.
Your color scheme is red, black, and gray, but you can go off the board if you want to. You know.
Yeah. I think I kind of want to stand out a little bit. So it's going to be black and gray with probably a darker maroon instead of just a red. So that it's kind of coordinated, but it's not that close. People look at them, they know who they work for, but it's not all matchy matchy. Well, they're matchy matchy, but I'm not.
Nice. Just
Yeah.
simple shirt and pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want
Okay,
to get too fancy with it. Shirt and pants.
gotcha. Does she get to wear a sidearm, or are you the only one?
She gets to wear a sidearm. Most of them don't, but she does.
Cool. So she has a needler pistol and she can switch to station pistol rounds, which are have a little more stopping power, but you can use them on a spaceship.
Sweet.
So yeah, she's just standing there waiting for you to give her orders or whatever.
Do we have any update on where they are in the building?
Yes, she taps her ear. Currently on floor 10. We believe they've just made contact with Water Dancer. So that's the Gillimorian engineer. You took her ship recently and added it to your fleet. Killed most of the employees, but took her and a few others.
Okay.
And you stuck her there because she is kind of a chaos agent. And most of the people you left in the prison are like that. Like, they're just really bitter and they've got a lot of beef and want to escape as soon as possible. You thought that would throw some wrenches into their plans.
Hmm. All right. Keep an eye on it. Let me know when they get down to the last 5 or 6 levels.
Yes, Captain.
Thank you. I don't say thank you to many of them, but she gets one of it every once in a while when I'm feeling magnanimous. I want to make that very
Nice.
clear. This is not a normal.
The closest worker to you, like, looks kind of sideways and like her eyebrow raises. Then she goes
Look,
back
I'm
to
all
work.
woozy from my calls. It's fine. They don't get used to it.
All right, so you go over to the food machine and you get some water, or do you want to go down to the galley somewhere else?
No, I think I'd probably go, yeah, to wherever's closest, just do a short little loop to reorient and kind of mull over everything I've gotten about everyone who's coming in, try to figure out the best angle to,
Okay.
discuss what I need with them.
What are you drinking? The world's your oyster.
I don't want to be boring, but I think it would straight up just be water to be just this time.
Sure. Yeah.
It's been yeah, I'll celebrate once they're here.
As it pours, the scanner in your cyber finger detects that it's pure water. There's no adulteration, and you start to drinking.
All right.
You look around and you see all the schematics. You have a like a virtual lens in your cyber eye, so you can see the
Mm-hmm.
augmented reality on everybody's screens. And there's like bioscan signs or whatever of the various prisoners in the prison. And there's like a clump on the 10th floor of the heroes. And then there's one at a vehicle up top. And you see that your tactical officer has sort of highlighted that vehicle as a potential bombardment target.
Mm-hmm. As long as they're still moving away from it, that's okay with me.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. What do you want to get into?
Let's see. I don't know. The world's my oyster.
I mean, we've never seen what Pam does other than steal starships. So this is our chance to see how she gets down behind the scenes.
I do enjoy practicing throwing knives, but that's, usually a
Mm.
stress thing, but it is fun off times as well.
Training? You gonna go to
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
yard? All right. So there's the main lift is in the center of the chamber for
Hmm.
maximum drama,
Oh, yeah.
or you could take like your private lift.
No, maximum drama.
All right, you step onto the lift and the railings come up and the hatch under it like spirals out and it starts to lower. And yeah, your first officer just stands at attention until the hatch closes above you. Normally, on an elevator ride on this show, people have a conversation, but
Yeah.
there's nobody to talk to. So,
No, I'm sure not talking to my first officer, no.
how does she pass her time on the elevator?
Honestly, I'd probably take out one of the smaller ones and start twiddling with it since I'm about to go to training anyway.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yep.
You're doing that thing with your knife.
Fiddling with it, looking out at what everyone's doing. There's not, much, so it's not like everyone should be running type thing. Just, nice little survey.
So there's a ping. The elevator's going to stop at the galley level unless you override.
We'll stop.
All right.
I'm in no hurry. Let's see what's.
Three of your employees are like joshing and grab assing on the landing there.
Hmm.
And as soon as they look at you, they like straighten up, put their hands behind their backs.
Hmm.
And the lieutenant says, "Captain,
I don't even say anything, just a nod.
do you let them join you?"
Uh, let's see if I'm not offering. I'm gonna see if they get in or not.
They wait to see if you give them any indication whether it's safe to enter.
Then they're gonna be making eye contact till the doors close again.
All right. It's there's
Just,
no doors. It's sort of
oh
like
yeah,
open but with railings.
yeah. Until the railing closes again.
Yeah, it closes and yeah, you're feeling good. Your people are suitably frightened.
Making people go absolutely silent in your presence is one of the little pleasures. So I would have included them, but that was just as good.
Nice.
If they got in and just couldn't hang out or talk or chat for a couple of seconds, that's lovely. But this was, oh,
All right, you go down past the weapons deck and you see a couple people waiting there, but they didn't even bother to push the button because they saw that the
yep.
captain was coming down.
Hmm.
And yeah, they stand at attention as you go down. And you get to the rec deck, and yeah, there's, according to your scans, there's 6 people in there at the moment doing various workouts. Do you want to join them or kick them out?
Um, let's see. Because if I join them, they will probably leave sooner rather than later. But yeah, let's kick them out.
All right. You walk in and give the ranking officer a dirty look, and he rounds up the others, and they're like wiping down the machines and
As they should.
hurriedly bailing. And
Sweet.
and the ensign that you gave the look to, he's a really big, broad-shouldered, handsome dude, name of Mark Hayden, and he gives you a like, "Hey, what's up?" look as he goes by, and he goes, "Captain," and he sort of scans your body.
Is that a thing that I've entertained previously, or is he just doing that today?
This we're making canon here, so
I know I get
he's either very bold and reckless, or you are the type to fraternize with your employees.
not common, and it's not common, and I'm not proud of it. But yeah, probably I act like nothing happened, and I completely ignore it. But yeah, absolutely, he's doing that for a reason.
All right, Captain, and he runs off, and he locks down the door so you won't be interrupted.
Perfect.
And yeah, you step into the dojo, and the drones set up some targets, and you proceed to do a little training workout.
Perfect. Yeah, it's nice. I feel more relaxed at the end of it. There's nothing better than hitting stuff than to make you feel a little better.
Okay, you get the 3 beeps of your first officer checking in again.
Where are they?
She's still on the bridge.
Okay.
Oh, you're saying you're just going to answer vocally.
Yeah.
Where are they? And she says, yes, Captain. They are still on floor 10.
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt your workout. We do have another call.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll take the call.
Okay, so a little screen floats into view, and you see it is a obscured avatar, and it is your newest contact within the red circle. You believe they're highly placed and highly motivated to replace Gilliam. And so they're the ones that told y'all about Crunch and that he was on Snowball 6. You don't know exactly who it is, but, they're on the inner circle.
Okay, absolutely. Was it just Crunch they were telling us about, or yeah, well, because Crunch hadn't joined the gang yet. Okay. Yeah, I'll pick up. I'm not doing because if they're already going to be obscured, then I'm not going to worry about doing a video call.
Okay. How do you answer?
Hmm.
What should we call this agent? Calufrax.
See, that's a good one.
That's a planet from a Doctor Who episode. All right, so this sort of fuzzy black shape appears on a like an boring office backdrop and says, "Captain,
Hello.
Calufrax here, just checking in."
They are making progress. I should be able to speak with them soon.
Oh, good. We had some trouble locating them.
Well, we've got an eye on them.
We believe they are low probability for indoctrination.
Is he anticipating indoctrination to my side, to be swayed towards my side, or grand scheme in general?
Um, you think what it means is they tried to pitch the red circle to them,
Hmm.
and none of them are biting. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I can be very persuasive.
Do you have any questions for me?
How was it that you approached them about it?
It was a happy accident. We just happened to run into them on Snowball 6.
It is a happy accident.
Yes, they were being pursued by an unknown agency. That wouldn't have been one of your people, would it?
No, of course not.
One of our cultivated contacts was in the lead, a Dr. Stephen Santinelli. He's sort of your, like, floater agent.
That's what I thought.
He's been flirting with becoming a Red Circle member, but you think he just likes money and power and will go with whoever gives him the most.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I don't know anything about that. He sometimes works on his own.
Well, I'd like to meet you in person when this is all over.
I suppose that would be helpful.
How has your studies been going on the new tech? And this is the contact that sold you the new mind control tech.
It's in process. We've been working on it. Perhaps made some breakthroughs.
We've seen some rejections, but most subjects survive the process.
We are seeing some rejections as well, but we are looking positively at the future as we get to know it.
Good. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to try to guess who this might be.
Yep.
Skill check here. This is, what would this be? Insight?
Yeah.
It's
So
a
I've
shadow
killed over
skill.
200 people trying to work this mind control. How many have lived? I'm just anticipating not that many.
You have your 4 lowest level, your newest recruits, like a couple in engineering, a couple in tactics.
Mm-hmm.
They thought it was just like a Neuralink upgrade, normal cyber tech.
All right.
And they've had a few headaches and bloody noses, but other than that, they've been all right.
All right. So we're making some progress. I mean, I'm not going to tell him that it's how it's going, but I'm affirming that it's going. Okay. So what am I rolling
So
for this
this will
check?
be a extraordinary success. So you'll need a 25, or no, an epic success. You'll need a 25 on the dice,
Uh-huh.
or a 25 roll. It's a shadow check,
Mm-hmm.
insight, and you have 2 ranks, so you get +4.
Okay. So that's not that. It's a 17.
17. Okay.
Yeah. What a time to roll a 3, right? They can't all be winners.
Yeah. So you can't place them through their dialect or whatever. And they're
Yeah.
speaking very generically on purpose.
Do I get that kind of back of your brain sense that they're familiar in any way, or is this all or nothing?
They're familiar enough to know how to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
So probably they were active in the organization when you left.
Okay. But I can't pick up exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have very strict OPSEC rules for your people. Like nobody's supposed to be able to reach you. So this was a real surprise when you
Yeah.
first made contact with them.
How many times have I been in contact with them ballparking?
This would be the 4th.
Okay.
They
All
first
right.
reached out to you about a month ago, and they told you about the possibility of a high level project that the Red Circle was getting involved in.
Hmm.
And so that's how you were able to set up your intel operation on Stoneflower Island.
Hmm.
Really bare bones group, because the Red Circle are all over that station. You can't use anybody that they would know.
Yeah. Yeah, someone I trust but that they don't know is a fun little Venn diagram. All right. Yeah, no, he wouldn't be able to see where they are, and so he just knows that they're coming to see me. Um, I think more or less that's it. Because yeah, he's just checking in about the link, and I'm not going to give him a ton of info on that. But we're still working on that. He's asking about the group, and I'm keeping tabs on that. But yeah,
Oh, do you want to ask about Gilliam, what he's up to?
yes, yes, I do.
Uh, Currently aboard the cruiser Velnap's Tier. That's their flagship since you stole his ship. Around Stoneflower Island. He's expected to appear at the Remembrance Festival, which is happening today, and the Red Circle reception afterwards in the Central Spire Auditorium. There'll be several thousand people there. So he'll be potentially gettable if you wanted to make a play,
Hmm.
kidnap or kill. This person might help you with that if you want to try it.
Yeah, if they can make the initial move on him potentially, when they mention that he's there and it seems doable, I'll kind of hedge for, you know, what if we, you know.
All right, give me a persuasion check. This is a fire check. And you have 2 ranks in all these skills,
Mhm.
or 3 ranks for intimidate, so that's +6. And then you have a magic item I gave you called, the Diadem of Dominant Mind. It gives you +4 to your fire skills.
That's plus 21.
So that'd be +8 plus your fire of
A
11.
19,
So
yeah.
19.
And I also rolled in that 10, so.
Ooh, keep it rolling.
Hmm. And then a 9.
19 plus 19 is
Plus 19.
38. Let's see how she does. You best her by 18. That's a legendary success. You could persuade them to do a pretty big operation, probably.
It's like I told the lady, I can be quite persuasive.
They say it's risky. If we get caught, they'll know we're coming. Unless we use completely blank slates, like basically hiring mercs, and security is insanely tight on the station because of all the like shootings and bombings that have been going on.
Okay. I mean, if they're gonna be mercenaries and they're not really traceable, there's not much of a, I mean, obviously there's a downside, but there's not much of a downside to trying. Do we want to do this today? That's kind of fun.
They say straight hit or coup.
Let's see, the hit would be easier, but the coup sounds a little more
You
fun.
almost got a hint of a lilt when they said coup, like that's what they're leaning towards.
Like it too. I hate that they're also leaning for it, but if enemy of my enemy. Yeah, let's attempt a coup today.
Says that's a much larger operation.
I think it's doable.
Very well. And she turns off her decoding. And it's Gale Grave, his right-hand man. She's in some kind of dojo in a gi with like sweat all down her chest.
Oh, we're kind of matching. That's cute.
Yeah. She's a huge black woman with like a natural hairdo and just strong jaw and like giant biceps. She wields a massive golden sword in battle. You're stunned. Like she has always been by his side. Like when you tried to get her before, she told him like ahead of time that the coup was coming. So you can't trust her at all.
No, not at all. Especially with the excitement over the coup. But
But this call is being recorded and you could sell her out to Gilliam like that.
mhm.
So she's taking a huge risk, which is a sign of trust in
Yeah,
a
it's
way.
weird that she pushes herself into the mutually assured destruction there. So that is a big jump of trust. So that does make me feel a little bit better. She fully didn't need to do that, but
She's also like has no religious feelings. She
yeah,
doesn't wear the mask. Like
she's running with the tide.
it's all about like power and influence. You
Hmm.
think she wants vengeance against the Empire for some slight, but you don't know exactly what it is.
All right.
But the thought that she could be disloyal to Gilliam is just tantalizing.
Oh, absolutely. No allegiance whatsoever. So we'll see what happens today and what position that puts me in tomorrow.
She says, I'm sending over secure packet battle plan Zeta. Battle plan Zeta is something that was cooked up in a previous operation. It was basically how to do a coup on another agency. Like it involves dancing girls and like it's this whole intricate operation. And Gail wrote it. You remember like her telling you about it. So you know for sure that it'll be led by somebody who's well acquainted with all the ins and outs. Estimated cost is 20 million connels, which is like half your fund, like your liquid assets.
Yeah. Well, and how well acquainted is Gilliam with the battle plan? Because I mean,
If she's using it, she probably didn't share it with him.
I that makes sense, but you gotta ask.
And he also like it really annoyed you when you were his right hand person because he didn't want to know the specifics of like covert operations. He wanted to be like head in the clouds, like
Yeah.
the face of the organization. He didn't want to know all the gritty details.
Hmm. Well, we'll see how that fares him today.
So you're gonna send over the funds.
Uh, this is so risky. Um, yeah,
This is exciting.
I know this is a big old swing that I'm taking, but I'm excited.
Oh man. Wow. I can't wait to tell Kyle who plays Gilliam. Hmm.
Yeah, sorry for going all out right
No,
away.
that's great. So you want to say goodbye to Gail?
Um, yeah, I will just maybe two thank yous today. That's kind of wild. Um, I
Oh,
will
by
let's
the
see.
way, do you
Mhm.
want a trophy?
Mhm.
Trophy can be anything from one of his magical items to part of his body,
Yeah.
him alive, like, however. This operation, he'll most likely be dead, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see. What does he carry that's particularly useful for my skill set? Most of it probably.
He has two enchanted submachine guns that never run out of ammo. Those are probably his most notable items, but he also
Yeah.
has a medallion, some rings,
Mhm.
a tapestry that does cool shit.
I love me a gun. And there's two. She can have the other one if she really wants it. That's nice.
Ah, she says. That's a suitably magnanimous gesture.
I appreciate your help with all this.
I know we've had our differences, Pam, but I've always respected you. Will you continue to be hands-off when I'm the head of the organization?
Probably. I kind of like being boots on the ground. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell her yes regardless, but
Okay.
yeah, there's really nothing to gain by being like, no, actually, I'm gunning for the main spot. That's not useful at all. That's not how you do things.
All right, give me a deception check.
I haven't decided how hands-on I want to be.
Deception check. So it's +4, so +8, and your fire is 11.
So 24.
Yeah, you beat her handily. She doesn't seem to notice what you're up to.
Sweet.
She says, Captain, I'll see you on the other side.
I'll see you on the other side. And then
She
I'll
clicks off.
Yep. Close it up.
All right.
This is exciting.
Do you want to pop some champagne? Do you want to work out the deets with your XO? Do you want to finish your workout? This will be the last scene.
I probably take the champagne back to back to my computer and then discuss battle plans over a flute for me. Not them, just me.
Neiman comes in and she's like, she is fucking ecstatic. She is almost as brutal and calculating as you are. And she's going over battle plan Zeta. And she's like, this is perfect. It's almost like it was written for this event. Now, did you see the casualty figures?
What are the casualty figures?
The projected casualty figures are upwards of 500 at the outside and as low as 1, but, you know, just depends on what resistance they come across. But a lot of those casualties could be innocent bystanders as well. And Neiman doesn't give a fuck.
Well, let's hope it's not the bystanders. I don't give a fuck either, but it's nice to pretend you do.
She says,
yeah.
there is one wrinkle.
Mm-hmm.
The chipped soldiers. I've heard that they've started implanting the device in some of their members. This is new to you. You didn't know that they were operational yet.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if that would potentially help us because, I mean, she's all in on the implants. He's on the ground. I should have asked her, but I didn't really think about it. But she could potentially use those for us instead of against us, or at least neutralizing. That'll be interesting. She's much more involved with it than he is.
Yeah. All right. Well, the camera backs up out of your planning session and up over the ship and up to the satellite that's aiming weapons at Raya in her little vehicle and out into space. And creepy music plays. And yeah, that's it.
Fantastic.
Likes. Anything you liked about this session? Obviously, you can't give props to another player because it's just you, but...
Sure, I can give you props. You dropped a lot of lore.
Oh, thank you.
I like a lore drop. I like some exposition, so that was fun for me. And then yeah, I was able to potentially get a lot done. Even if a lot doesn't get done, it's going to cause a lot of problems either way.
Were you surprised to find out that Senator Stargazer is selling out these 4?
Yeah. That was,
She's
I
the head
mean,
of the Oak Leaf Society.
yeah, someone's got it, but I did not anticipate it was going to be her for sure.
Now, if you do get a hold of Gale and Electo, that's 12 million Connells if you turn them
Hmm.
over. So
Yeah.
that'll offset some of the coup costs.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about costs. Yeah. Well, I can either hold that over their heads, turn them in, or hold it over their heads and then turn them in. So we'll see how useful they are.
Nice. And wishes. Any wishes for next time?
Mm, I'm just excited to play with everybody, you know?
Do you want to get your hands dirty, like fighting wise, or stay above the fray?
Mm, I'd be happy either way, but I mean, let's see.
Or starship combat? You were a
Let's,
gunner before you became captain.
yeah, I could do some gunning. That sounds fun. Nobody respects somebody who just tells other people to do stuff. You got to get your hands dirty a little bit.
Nice. That'd be hilarious if the heroes, just to save their own asses, pretend to be your loyal employees.
Yeah.
And you like raid a ship and kill a bunch of people. We'll see what develops. This is so exciting. I have
Woohoo.
another super villain on the team.
I'm excited to be a villain. I'm really having fun with it. Most of my players are too good for their own good, and it's it's nice doing something different.
Cool. Alrighty. Oh, I know. I had a like, which is how you treated your employees as you were going down in the elevator.
Oh, thank you.
That was smooth.
You got to keep them on their toes.
Totally. All right. How do people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Tess is super cool on Twitter. Tess is on Insta. You can find me on Omniversal Escapades on Twitch every other Sunday, or on YouTube, whenever you want, kinda. And then if you want to look at pictures of food, you can go to at Meals from the Basement on Instagram.
Fantastic. As always, you can find me everywhere at El Jefe Tacoma. You can send us an email at shatteredworldspod@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We have a Facebook group called True Heroes of Shattered Worlds RPG. We also have a Discord, which you can find through the show notes. Come join us and talk shop. We can play games on there. I'd love to get watch parties going. That would be great. But yeah, be in touch. 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts or any other platform are always in season. And yeah, spread the word. Thanks for listening. Tess, this is amazing. Can't wait to do this again. And I'll see you next time on Omniversal Escapades. Oh,
Lovely
and
as always.
D&D,
Yeah,
I mean, guys, we're friends. We live near each other, so we'll probably hang out too.
you're around,
Before.
I'm around.
All right, folks. We'll see you
All right.
later. Keep it rolling.
I will return to us, find you, girl, and make you one of us. I'm taking off.
Shout out to Space Knife for letting us use their track I'm Taking Off, Shield Your Eyes from their Into the Black Hole EP. Thanks, Space Knife. Keep it rolling.
I'm taking off.
That was a good reminder. I also need water. I'm currently drinking kombucha that keeps reminding me of the one I have outside that I'm pretty sure is going to explode if I try to open it or get rid of it in any way. I'm very afraid. I'm actually truly scared of it.
Could you
So it's just there.
spike it with like an awl and let the air shoot out the top?
I could, but what could happen is nothing. A Mentos in soda type situation, or basically a pressure bomb covered in glass. I'm very afraid. I've got a lot of anxiety about it. And
Ooh.
every day that it sits out there, it just gets warmer, so it gets actually more dangerous.
Maybe like a painter's jumpsuit and like a
Oh.
beekeeper's helmet.
I actually have this huge this huge denim jacket that's like fur lined and like absolutely inches thick that I was planning on wearing to dispose of it.
Good idea.
And then I'll just call someone nearby, and so that if anything happens, they can call 911 if I can't. Everybody wins.
Hey, neighbor, I'm about to bust open this can of explosive kombucha.
May break your windows. Still worry about my safety though.
Maybe you could rig a system where you like hide inside and you like pull a string and a thing comes down.
I considered putting it inside of like 12 trash bags and 5 paper bags and just kind of throwing it off the roof, but I feel like there's no way that wouldn't end badly. I feel like that'd just be bad regardless. That'd be bad if it was fully inert, so I'm probably not going to do it, but I keep thinking about
Shit.
it. It would be the street. It wouldn't hurt anyone, hopefully. I'm probably
Yeah,
not going to do
just a
it.
small crater.
I'm probably not going to do it.